Good evening, crafters. How are you? Are we good? Here we are again on another fine Tuesday. Which is rather magnificent, really, isn't it? And we have something very exciting for you this week. Well, I think it's very exciting. So, there you are. So, as you join in, please, if you could click that little heart, that would be fantastic. If you could do a share, that would be even better. But you don't have to do one to stay. You're still allowed to stay with me. Okie dokie. Make sure I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so I've got my phone set up so I can see your comments. Should you want to leave any? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Alison, I'm so excited. But you're a Catalyst paper enthusiast, so I do understand. Right, so let's take these out. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Sharon. I just can't help it. They're so beautiful. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Dominique. We'll just wait. We'll see if Sammy's... I know Sam had some meetings and stuff tonight, so we'll see if she... We'll give her a minute or so to catch up. Hello, Sue. There she is. It's so rainy. Yeah, but to be fair, we did get away with it for most of the day. Come on, Sammy. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be ungrateful. Right. Okay. So here we are. I thought I'd zoomed in a bit, but obviously not. Evening. Alison, you can't say need yet. You've only seen the top one. The rest could be rubbish. I mean, they're really not. But they could be. You don't know. Goodness. All right, my darlings. So, as you all know, we have the Bee Crafty media paper, which is a Japanese rice paper. And we have this in various different ways. It's much weightier than, for example, the stamping tissue or a collage paper. But it's more pliable than a regular paper. You can make it more translucent on the whiter sections and whatever, which makes it really good for mixed media projects as well as your art journaling, because you can actually, for example, where there's white space here, you can make that go clear by getting it wet, so some of that comes through. So it's a really fun sort of paper to play with. And last year we launched our Catalyst papers. Now these were papers that were coloured and painted and got lots of detail on, so that if you don't know where to start, what I would refer to as the messy part, you've got that as a Kickstarter as a catalyst to your creativity. Hence Catalyst papers. Okay, so there are some black and white media papers, but the coloured ones we call Catalyst papers to use as a catalyst for your creativity. Okay, so sets 1 and 2 are back in stock on the website, and I know lots of you have been waiting for those. But with that, we have also brought in Catalyst papers 3 and 4. Okay, so I'll go through Catalyst papers 3 to start with. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to lift my journal out the way for a sec. Okay, so this is Catalyst paper set number 3. Okay, so we've got that blue and yellow one with the template work on it, with the inkable work on it. And then we have this one, which is a great Kickstarter. There's a little bit of inkable big one work on it, but you know, you can really add to it and add how you want, which is really, really cool. Okay, then we've got this one, if you're looking for a little bit more. Okay. You know, if you're looking for a little bit more that you maybe want to add some white pen work or other things to. Okay, and then we've got this one, which is even a little bit more than that. Okay, and then we have, hello to lots of people joining in there. And then we have this one. So, whilst I think the last one was a real mix, I think you can see that Sammy has done most of this one. Of set 3. I don't think it's going to be quite as easy for this one. Oh no, let me rephrase. I think it's going to be easier on this one to see who did what. Okay, so you can see Sammy sort of really lent into her racemic writing and really sort of added those together, which are it is crying out for sketchy birds, actually, my darling. You are quite right. And then you've got these two, which I think are great for building more on top of. Okay, which is fantabulous. Okay, and then we move on to Catalyst Papers 4. Okay, so we've got this one here, which is colour blocking. Okay, all brilliant. I think you're going to be even more impressed with the colours of these, I have to say, when you get them home. Then we've got some of the blocks here. Then we've got this one, which is really sort of freehand and loose. And what I love about this one is I think you can really sort of go to town with making this one your own, which is brilliant. Okay. To be fair, I think it is more that way, but I can't remember. Okay, and then this one is also really fun. I absolutely love the greens in it. Turn it back that way. I can never decide which way up they go. Whatever. And again, this has got some more white work and stuff on it. So, you know, if you like and you don't really know where to start putting in your white highlight marks, whatever, it's a really good kickstarter. There is some inkables work on here. There is... And it's got this sort of fantastic... The paper itself isn't textured, so if you want to stamp on it, it's going to stamp really beautifully. But it looks like it's got this sort of cardboard, like a linen-y texture to it, which I think just adds something, in my opinion. Okay? So if you do a close, you've got a really sort of textured cardstock effect there. Okay? And then... Last but by no means least, okay, we have this beautiful circles one. Okay, so these ones are really full. They're really bright, really vivid, lots and lots and lots of colours. And they were so much fun to make. Lots of pencil, pen and everything all went into them. Okay. Because we wanted to, what also the Catalyst papers are really, really good for, okay, is if you are just starting out, you are a beginner to more art journaly style stuffs, and I'm not just talking about art journaling, because obviously at the minute I'm really into my art journaly style cards, so if you're into the art journal style of backgrounds and things like that, but you don't necessarily have all of the equipment, you don't have all of the inks, you don't have all of the pencils and the pens and all this sort of thing yet, but you love the effects you can get with that, you know, you can start off with these and you can add in other things as well. Okay, so if you're looking on the website, you'll see Catalyst Papers 4 has got the squares on the front, and Catalyst Papers 3 has got the blue, if I remember correctly. Okay, but the Catalyst Papers 1 and 2, like I say, are also on there, back in stock, and there is also the black and white media paper as well that are on the same fantastic Japanese rice paper. That you can colour and paint and ink and all that sort of thing. So lots of beautiful things, loads of inspiration on the blog and on the YouTube channel using the Catalyst papers as well. So do go and find that. Okay, was it in this blog I've used them? In this book, sorry. Let's have a gander. I think it might have actually been... Right, we're going to stay here because this is where I'm going to do some. So I know in here, when I first started, so that is one of the black and white media papers that I went over with shimmer paint. That was one of the prototypes. I think, I can't remember which one it went in. I think it was in this classics journal. So this should be on YouTube. So these two, so that is from Catalyst Paper 1. That's just one paper. That sheet with a transparency print over the top. Okay, and that is a sheet from Catalyst Papers 2 with some stamping tissue for the face and a transparency print there. Okay, so you can see with a limited amount of products, that is literally, that here is one Catalyst paper and one transparency print. Okay, so you can have lots and lots of fun. And obviously in your dilutions journal, these are big pages. If we're working in something slightly smaller like the Dina, okay, your papers are going to go even further. Alright, so what I like to use, or what you can use your Catalyst papers for, they're really good for the fabric pages. Now in your Dina journal we have done several fabric pages in different ways, but they are still one of the things people contact us most about that they're nervous about doing. Okay, so for example, I did a live not so long ago showing that this, for example, this is one of the linen pages, and on here is just some of the Dilution shimmer paint and a Bee Crafty transparency print and some wordy stickers. Easy peasy, a little bit of hand-drawn paint as well, but really easy to cover. Okay, all of your media, your paints, your sprays and that will go on these linen pages. Okay, but we are going to put some Catalyst paper on as well. Okay, so I'm going to go to, I think I'm going to go to this one from Catalyst 3. But that being said, I don't know whether to... Oh, see, this is a decision I should have made before. No, I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to go for this one. Okay, now these you can cut, you can wet them and rip them. It's totally up to you. Okay, this one, ooh, see now I'm not sure about it because I kind of want to keep it whole, because Sam's done that nice border around it. Yeah, I'm going to have to change my mind because I want to keep that one whole. That's going to have to go in my Dilutions journal. I'm so changeable. I'm so changeable. Right. So, I'm going to wet this edge so that I can rip it. Here we go. I'm going to go. And as you can see, they are really strong. They take quite a bit of water. Get them to rip. But keep that bit, that's going to be great on another page. Okay. And we're going to go along here. Do you know what, we're going to get it. I'm actually just going to go to town with quite a bit of water so I can rip it wherever I sort of feel like. Again, we're going to be keeping all of those bits, because that is another page pretty much ready to be made. And then I'm actually going to try and go a bit closer to that than I was going to. Okay, so we've got that so that it sort of fits. Obviously you could have cut round that, no problem at all with your scissors, but I quite like the feathered edge. Okay, Now, if you were going on to a page that already had some colour on it, or you were going onto the burlap page and you wanted some of the burlap colour to come through, okay, you can spritz that with water, and I would say get it actually quite wet. Add on, then put your collage medium on, and it will go more translucent. I would also say if you are going on to your linen page, okay, I would put something in between here, because your collage medium is going to go through a little bit. I'm not too worried about that because I've got a transparency print behind, okay, so we're not too worried about that here. So I'm going to get my collage medium. I'm going to get my brush a little bit wet, because for this I just think it travels further. And I don't know about you, but I go through a lot of collage medium, so I like it to travel as far as it can. Now when I'm using stamping tissue, I do like it to be a little bit thicker, because stamping tissue is more delicate. Okay, but your Japanese rice paper is made from a tough stuff. We're going this way, won't we? Okay, just going to add that on the top. We're just going to put some of our collage medium over the top as well. And obviously the cool thing about, I say the cool thing, one of the other cool things about your Catalyst papers is if you want to stamp on them and add other things to them, you don't have to seal them with your collage medium first, okay? Because it's all water safe. How it's printed, it's all sealed already, okay, so you don't have to do that, you know. Whereas if you do like a distress ink background and you want to be adding more, or a dilution spray or anything like that, and you want to be adding more ink to it without moving any other ink, you've got to try and seal it a little first so it's colour safe. The other thing is, if you want to stamp onto these papers because you're going onto a textured surface, you can still do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there, and then, okay, so that's basically done. Right, I'm just going to give that a little start off with my heat tool, okay, while we decide what's going on. Now, the cool thing about this is, like I say, on collage paper 4, you've got that sort of textured card effect to it. Now, so this is from collage set 3, but because you're getting the linen fabric texture come through, okay, it's not dry yet, but you can see this linen texture coming through, so that's adding in as well to your Catalyst paper, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so basically showing you how we constructed the other pages. Okay, if you go to your transparency prints now, you want to take someone like Dream, okay, and just add her on there. I'm just lifting that up, trying to take some of the you know, it's brilliant and it's ready. This is the thing, you can add as much or as little as you want. You are bound by nothing. Okay? So, actually I do really like her on there. What else have I got in my transparencies at the minute? Oh, we have some of the smaller faces from Faces 4. Well, now that actually might be a winner. No, Mr. Gorgeous is not right. However, I think that one might be. Okay, so I'm going to get some of the new Inkables tags. I'm going to go for the circles from set number 4. I'm going to get a palette knife and some grit paste, just to add a bit more texture. Okay, so we're going to go with our grit paste, which is lovely and light. It's like whipped, like almost like a mousse. But what we're going to do is we're going to go off, not that far off. So your grit paste is going onto the linen over the edge of where your catalyst paper's gone. Okay? So I'm just going to get some matte medium. I'm going to add some onto the corners. Of our faces. That image is also available in a C6 stamp. Okay, and it is, if you haven't seen it before, where are you? It's that size in the stamp, and that size in the transparency. Okay, and then I think, do you know what, we're going to be sticking with Sammy, and we're going to go for some wordy stickers, and we're going to go for wordy stickers number 2, I think. I think I'm going to go for the white. No, I'm not going to go for the white. Do I have my number 2 black ones here? Yes, I do. Fantastic. Okay. So, we're going to go with You Are Creative. But I'm going to cut off those rounded edges. I'm going to go with You Are Creative. So make your own look. Okay. Now, oh, I just stuck my finger in that. When this is dry, okay, I'll probably come back and add a few more white elements to it with my Posca pen and things like that. But I think the Catalyst papers, like I say, they just work on so many levels. They can kickstart your creativity, so you can add on a lot more inkable work, paint work, anything like that. But if you are just thinking, no, I want to get something down, but I don't necessarily want to get everything out as well. Say you do have all the paint, you have all the paint, you have all the ink, you have all this sort of thing, but you don't necessarily want to get everything out. I would have to put everything away before I decided not to get it out. But you know what I mean? Alright? right, you can still get yourself a page done. And like I say, it's a really good way if you're, I don't want to use the phrase scared of, but you know, the fabric pages in any of your journals, your Catalyst papers are a great way to get over that, because you haven't got to use anything other than your collage medium and the Catalyst paper in order to get that background down. Do you see what I mean? So you haven't got to worry about them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, let's move on. I'm going to have to go in another journal. I was going to do both of them in there, but that's not going to be possible now. So we'll go to my Dilutions journal, which I had and I've put down. I shouldn't do that. I'm going to go to my Classics journal because it's the one that I got out. Okay. All right. Tell you what, shall we just keep going? Shall we just work from the front? This doesn't have a lot in it. Well, they're quite nice. Don't you love it when you rediscover a page? Isn't that fantastic? Cora did quite well there. Was that a Try Out Tuesday? Can you guys remember? That's better than I know I could do. Oh dear. Okay, you weren't supposed to agree. Bit rude. Okay. Oh, there's another Catalyst paper. Okay, so I like using Catalyst papers. It's because I think I get to use most of it. I think that's all it is. But I'm putting it down. Anything in there? No, they're just stuck together. Alright. Oh, I've stuck a few of them together. I don't think I've done many craft pages in here. Yeah, that's a media paper. That's that face again. Well, that's a nice one. That's quite simple and elegant. Let's put something really over the top on the other side. Right. So shall we go with this one? Okay. So I'm going to get my scissors. And I'm just going to cut. There is a white edge all the way around your Catalyst papers. I am going to go around and cut that off. Again, so with this one you can decide which way up it's going to go. You know, you could cut them down into smaller blocks. Either or is good. Okay, so where's back to my collage medium? Oh, all my comments have disappeared. What did I do? So we're going to whack that on there this time. And we're going to gently place that over. Like I say, you can do that without worrying that you're going to move any of the ink or anything like that, because it's all sealed and secure. This needs a little bit more behind it. This is why I like to mix it with water, you see. Goes further. Okay, so look at all that work that's already done for you. done. Okay, so we don't need to... Which journal would you suggest for someone just starting out? I want to buy one for a birthday. They really are people dependent, in all honesty, my darling. But Maggie, I would suggest something like a Dilutions journal. There's lots of different sizes of them. For example, this is the Classics journal. You know, it's quite big. But a Dilutions journal, it has smooth pages, okay, which for a start make it really easy to stamp on. The cardstock takes nearly all mediums really well. So, you know, it doesn't matter which paints or inks or whatever she's using, they'll probably work really well. And also, you get a lot more pages for your money. To the point where, to be honest, a lot of us do pull pages out and use them for other things. But it does mean... if it goes wrong and you want to, do you know what I mean? They're really, the Dilutions journals are really good, I would say, for a beginning, because they've got the other lots of sizes as well. Sally, yes, it's new Catalyst Papers, my darling. You'll have to go back or have a little whiz on the website. Sam has put a link on. There's 2 new sets, sets 3 and 4 of the Catalyst Papers. I won't lie to you, the lady that prints them says they're a pain in the neck. So, you know, guess how much I'm bothered. I mean, I don't want them to be a pain in her neck, but you know, I don't want to stop having them either. Okay, so I'm going to have a little play with some stamped elements I already have and see what I think might be good to add on into here, because I tell you what you could do, because we've got the boxes. Okay, you'll be too big. Okay, but you could almost take black and white elements from lots of your stamps and just add them in. Okay, so I've got some stamps from different sets here. I've got some Blooming Blooms. I've got, for example, some of the sketchy flowers. I've got a bit of a problem with those sketchy flowers at the moment. It's a good problem to have, but it's also a bit of a silly one to have, so feel free to laugh at me. Okay, I did lots of prep for the launch and whatever to make sure I had lots to use. But then I seemed to have lots, so I was like, oh, I better make projects and use them up. And then I was like, oh no, I haven't got any left. I better make some more. And basically it's become a vicious cycle of making things and then frantically trying to use them up and then realising, yeah, it's all just a bit weird, to be honest. But you know, I'm okay with it. That being said, a little coloured in one does look nice. So this is where having lots of prepped bits does work, because it means you can have a go and see what you like the look of. Okay, do I want something coloured in? Do I want something black and white? You can really sort of play. And the thing is, this is still a bit damp at the minute, so I can't stamp or anything on it right now anyway. So it is just utilising, you know, what we have all the time. I really like that Kingfisher though, but it is a very big page for him not to have anything else. Right, you're going to have to go over there, and you're going to have to go over there, because I think, I'm fairly sure I want something black and white. You can count that vicious cycle as exercise if you like, Sally. I'm okay with it. See, I'm actually thinking all of these flowers and doodads working their way up the page in black and white is actually quite cool too. See, now I have the opposite problem of when your mojo's not firing. Now my mojo's firing too fast and I don't know what I want to do. Like I say, it's a good problem to have. I will say this paper did take me quite a long time because there was so much water-based ink work underneath, and then I did a lot of hand drawing over the top. You know how I say just keep going until you like it? I worked on it for ages. And it wasn't because I didn't like it even, to be fair. It was because if I like that, I might like it even more. And that is a vicious cycle. It's you I'm not sure of. So we do have one of those already. You can't have two of those. That's just silly. Sorry, I'm fully aware I've gone quiet. I'm very much to the point of, in fairness, removing all of this and doing something completely different. I can't lie. Do you know what? I'm just going to start stamping and adding other things to it. That's actually what's going to happen now. My sketchy flower bundle is still on my desk, as I'm sure it will come to no surprise of any of you, because that's what happens to stamps on my desk. Once they make it on, it takes a while for me to get them back off. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to start with some freehand borders. Okay, we're going to add some of those on. I'm going to twist my journal so it's slightly easier for me to use. Twist your journal or your piece of card instead of yourself. Honestly, yourself will be grateful. And I'm going to ink up that border. We're going to go in there. And I'm going to ink it up again. And I'm going to ink it up again. I'm going to do precisely the same at the top. Coming in from this side. Do a longer one. Short one. A shorter one than that. Okay. Now, is my collage medium dry enough to actually be doing this yet? No, it's not. But I'm going to carry on regardless, as the song says. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my journaling essentials, the backing card of which I was going to say has escapade, but it's not, it's right there. I'm going to take some of these rainbows, as Sam calls them, and we're going to go, we'll go with the little one with the heart on. Okay. We're going to work our way up the edge, and I'm actually going to go right to the edge of the page. And then that sort of ties in the paper to the edge of the page as well. And then I'm going to, I was too busy thinking about my next move. And then I'm going to change that over for the circle one. Okay. And then we're going to go into this seam. Now, this is where your Super Skinny Slims really come in, to be honest. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stamp right to the edge of my Super Skinny. Okay. I'm going to ink it up. We're going to go right into the edge here. We're going to apply an even pressure, which means we can stamp right to the edge of our page. Well, with our second one here. And then our third one here. Then we're going to grab this one here, which is so handy. Okay, and to be honest, we're just going to do this one in a few random places. We're not going to re-ink every time. We're just going to add it in. You know, almost making that paper your own. You could do this with your distress inks. You could, you know, it doesn't have to be in black and white. Okay. You can add these in, and then we're going to go for the stars because they're a little bit more delicate. The other reason I'm going for black, stamping predominantly in black, is there's a lot of colour on here anyway. And at the minute, I don't know what I want to add in. Okay, but the stamped images are going to be in black. They're going to be stamped in black. So I need something that's going to tie them to this backing paper. Yeah? Which is why I'm bringing in the black ink. Again, with the stars, I'm just going to... You can overlap. They don't have to... be separate to the things you've already put down. Overlapping is actually better, because then it's all on purpose. Okay, I'm going to grab my heat tool and I'm going to give it a little heat set. Predominantly because I don't want to put my arm in my Versafine and smudge it. Still likely to happen because of the speed I go. Can't lie to you. But it's just about minimising the damage. And I think I've decided what I'm going to do. That's quite exciting, isn't it? I think I have anyway. Give me a second. Yes, I have. Now I've finished singing the Smurf song. Do you know what would be really good here? If I knew where my new transparencies were. Because all the words and the letters on them, that's what I want. But I haven't been able to find them since we went to Hobby Maker. I'm going to have a last ditch attempt. And, so, oh, and it worked! I'm not even lying. They're here. I swear I've looked in that bag like 20 times. And I specifically didn't pick me up anymore because I was sure they would turn up. Well, isn't that wizard? Ooh. Okay. So we're going to go with, I think, the Walk Your Own Way text. Okay. Saying that the resilience stuff is good. I'm just worried it's going to cover up too much of my paper. That never happens to me, I know. Here we go. So, this is on the Walk Your Own Way transparency set. So we're going to go with if. There's going to be a storm anyway. Be the thunder. And just like everything else, I'm not even trying to cut them neatly or whatever. Be the thunder. Show the world you're here. I'm just wondering if they need a little bit of paint behind them, or do you think they're alright? Or do we think that those ones are enough if there's going to be a storm anyway? Be the thunder. I'm still planning to add some of these in, by the way, because I kind of like the contrast in the be the thunder, you know, type sentiment, and this sort of sketchy floral. Look, do you know what I mean? I think it's a brilliant contrast, to be honest. Take this up a little bit. If there's going to be a storm anyway, be the thunder. Show the world you are here. that might be it, boys and girls. I absolutely love it. And this is why we play with things. Get the background down. But do you see what I mean? It needed those black aspects added because of what I knew. I knew I wanted to add something over the top. But I really think I just want to add in like a sketchy flower. Where's that little sketchy bird gone? Just almost not hiding, but just in a sort of bizarre contrast to the, you know, stencily harsh text that's there. Do I need to paint the back of that white or not? I've got a funny feeling that none of the comments are coming through. Hang on a sec. Yeah, not all my comments are coming through. Okay. One thing I am going to quickly do, I'm going to add in just a little bit of yellow into these. You know how I said I was doing the black text, the black stamping, to tie in with any other stamping I wanted to add in? I feel like I need to add just a little bit of colour to these. So it looks like they were put in on purpose as well, rather than as a second thought. No, to the white looks great. Okie dokie. Right, so let's stick that down. Save them for another day. And now, to be honest, I think it really does create a fantastic contrast to its opposing page, because they're just really different, which is great. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that helped. You see the Catalyst papers, what you can do with them, and we've barely scratched the surface really. I am also live tomorrow in Crafting Together with All Brands at 2 o'clock. It would be great if you can join me. If you can't, don't worry, the video will be going on to our YouTube channel. As always, speaking of our YouTube channel, if you are on Facebook right now or you're catching up later there, please subscribe. We would like to do more lives on YouTube too, and we can't do that until we have the right number of subscribers, basically. We can do them now, but only to a limited number of people, and we don't want, you know, that to be an issue for anyone. So again, I'm just using my matte medium. Put this on because then anything that squidges out dries matte and clear anyway. Okay, but I think it just, sorry, I can't get my lid back on my matte medium now. I'm having an issue. Here we go. So let me just grab the other page back in. I really did go to town on it, it's still not dry. Okay, with your Catalyst papers, you can do something quick, easy, simple, you know, minutes to put together. But that doesn't mean they all have to be like that. Your Catalyst papers don't mean there's nothing else you can add to it. I took the busiest Catalyst paper and added more to it. Do you see what I mean? So for me, in a certain way, a lot of the Catalyst papers are great for quick stuff because they allow me to embrace that negative space better. Okay? And like I say, if you are apprehensive about your fabric pages within your Dina journals, for example, they're a great way of getting those complete if you've been avoiding them. All right then, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I say, if you can, join me at 2 o'clock tomorrow in Crafting Together with All Brands. And the lovely Sally should be back right here tomorrow evening. I haven't double checked with her, but it might be worth a look at 8 o'clock because Sally makes some fantastic things. And in fairness, it might be too warm for a Mardi Cardi, so I just don't know what she's going to wear either. So there you go. All right then, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you need any help at all, please let us know. And if there's anything you can't find on the website, also do the same, and we will do our best to help you out. All right then, guys. Bye.